Today I'll be talking about energy parasites and what those are to me, and how to use your energy more wisely, and maybe shed some light on things that you're doing that you didn't know were draining your energy, aka an energy parasite. So enjoy. So the effects of an energy parasite would be feeling very worn down and depleted. And you can even feel like this before doing anything. Like it could just be you and your thoughts, but still feel drained and like almost scarce. Like you don't have enough to put into what you want to do, like your desires, your passion, whatever productivity you want to do. You just feel drained. And you could be doing nothing. Maybe it's just your mind that's making you feel burnt out and you're literally not moving a muscle. So I'm going to explain why you feel like that. Okay, so an energy parasite manifests from an attachment. So you first have to be attached to something, like your subconscious and this thing that you're doing, whether it's a way of thinking or a habit or a person, environment, etc. You are attached to that. And attachment basically produces energy parasites. So to help you identify some of your energy parasites, look at your habits. Habits stem from your autopilot, which registers most thinking from the subconscious, which gets to a point where not much thinking is even required at all. It's almost like automatic or robotic. And it's so crazy, like energy parasites can stem from like your earliest childhood, like from the beginning, because think about it, if that's what's in your subconscious mind. And so basically, I don't know who said this, I think it was Carl Jung, but he was like, no, this was Joe Dispenza, sorry. He was like 95% of your mind is working against the 5 conscious percent. So that 95% is your subconscious, things that you've learned to do, like experiences, environment, a collection of all that, making your personal reality or your personality working against the 5%, which is your conscious mind. So a lot of like old, I call them energy parasites, but things that like you've been doing for so long that are just draining and they no longer serve you, but your mind still holds on to them because that's your normal, that's your life, you know? So you don't really realize at first how, I don't want to say dangerous, but like depleting that they are. Because in life you have to clear out the old and make room for new, or at least that's what I believe. And a lot of like people have shown me this year that they just benefit from clearing out the old ways and like essentially creating a new reality. I know I've been talking about that a lot, but you really are, because you create and see reality through your mind and your perspective. So when you clear the old debris out of the way and create like this new fresh landscape in your mind, it's just freaking incredible. I love it. But yeah, I'm going off a tangent. But anyway, most energy parasites are stored in the subconscious. So entertaining these energy parasites for so long, I felt very insecure and like just unsafe. It's weird. It's like you feel unsafe even though nothing's happening. You just feel unstable within yourself. And you're like, what the heck? Like I didn't have that stabilizing energy, which is found in the root chakra. But this was all like scattered, scarce, unbalanced. And it felt like that. So, and that has a lot to do with my personal energy parasites, which I'll explain to you what those were. But only when I looked internally instead of externally did I find my answers to those problems. The problems being rumination. That's a big one. I feel like a lot of us ruminate on things, whether it's like, I could have done this better, could have done that better, I should have went down this path instead of, just like stuff like that. Very like attached to the past. So I wasn't present, I wasn't stable, I was always like, my mind was like a whirlpool, it felt like. Yeah, I would say people too have been a big one. Environment. It's like, I realized one day when I was hanging out, I'm not gonna say any names, but like a certain friend group, I was like, I feel very drained, like I don't belong here, like I don't know why I'm here, I'm just physically here, but mentally my mind's like in another place. It's because we didn't connect. We were like on so many different levels, and I'll also talk about this in another video. There's these things called dimensions and subdimensions, And it's like when you hang out with someone and you're trying to explain to them, you could talk to them blue in the face about your perspective or something you're passionate about, but they only get like 2 words out and they're like, yeah, like they just don't understand. They pretend, but like you can tell they're not on your same page. And that's because you guys are operating on different dimensions. And you're probably like, what the heck? Like, this physical realm is technically seen as one dimension, but there's a deeper, more layered reality to that truth that I'll talk about in another video. But yeah, for me, environment and rumination have been like my biggest energy parasites. Another one is music. And this one's like hard for me to stop completely, but I have taken a significant break from music. I do like music fasts now. But if you're listening to something repetitively and constantly, like loudly, that creates stagnant, chaotic energy in your mind, which can lead to being a distraction. It's also an attachment too, because how often, like, at least for me, I was thinking about the song like constantly and I was addicted to it. I could say that. But constantly doing that doesn't leave room for peace or like rejuvenation in your mind. So definitely balancing that out, like how much you're listening to music, how much you're consuming. Be very discerning as to what you're consuming and like how it distracts you throughout your day. Like, don't let it hold that much power, just like, because it can create stagnant, chaotic energy and distract you from creating like and being peaceful. So just be discernful with that. Energy parasites also make you work on a low vibration. So when you have that low vibrational energy within you, your soul and spirit is what is working on the low vibration. Your body follows that. So it just goes from pattern to pattern, seeking out what matches its energy. So like a low vibrational thing, basically. I don't know who said this. It might have been Joe Dispenza, but he was like, cells that fire together wire together in your mind. So like positive thought, another positive thought creates an even bigger and better positive thought. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but, or like a negative one and a negative one cause rumination, or like, anything that, it's almost like you're magnetic. So whatever's in your quantum field right now, it's like you're like magnetic towards that. Whatever you carry within you, you're going to attract either to you or you're going to be magnetized to. So to change that and change what you attract, you're going to have to do some spiritual work. And unfortunately, I can't do that for you, but I can do it for myself, and I can live and speak as an example. But basically, clear out the blockages that like hinder you or limit you or just keep you stuck. And this isn't like a one, like, you snap your fingers and you do it. It's not, it's like it's layers, because remember that 95% of your subconscious, well, same thing, right? 95% of that is like what you grew up with, and this is you, 5%, almost like rebirthing yourself, remaking yourself. Like, you can change your belief systems. You don't have to have the same life that your parents did, or if that's what you believe, or you just feel like you're gonna be like this person, or, no, you're your own self. You have the ability to create your own reality. And yes, it's hard, and yes, it could be uncomfortable, but it's like a whole new world, and it's like, why not? But it's not for everyone. But those of you who are interested in recreating your basically energy field, like, this is how you manifest. You purify. That's purify. You purify your energy. You purify your state, so you can be magnetic to like things. So cut out your energy parasites, leave the old with the old, leave space for new, purify your state of being so you can attract and even create the reality you've always wanted. And the one that you deserve, quite frankly. An important thing to remember while undergoing this process is to make yourself feel stable and supported. And you don't search externally for this, you have to search internally. So this is like your root chakra area. This is your center of stability. So I practice this by cutting out things that made me feel unstable and unsafe. So little things would probably be, honestly, I love yoga, if you didn't know that by now. So I resort to a lot of yogic methods. Also, Reiki is very good too. It's like accumulating this energy, right? Okay, so like I said before, like when you have energy parasites, your soul's working on a low vibration. It's repetitive, and this may sound dramatic, but like it's believed in Reiki and yoga that like that stagnant cyclical energy, that karmic energy, what is inside you, right? So if you're going like this and you're in circles, that's gonna lead to burnout, and the dramatic part would be like death. That represents death. But if you're growing up and you're like working like upwardly instead of cyclically, that's called life. So that life force energy is called prana, which I spoke in a last video. But when you cultivate that life force energy, that's high vibrational energy, and that energy itself is what brings forth creation, healing. So when all the blockages are cleared, they're not just gonna be like whoosh, gone. But like when you work incrementally like that, so starting from the root chakra, and you're seeking internally for this, I would just start. What I did was just like meditating while holding like right here. So just be still with yourself, and whatever thoughts and feelings you get from that, write them down. So you're sitting with yourself, you're meditating, your focus and your awareness is on your root chakra. Write down the feelings and thoughts that come to your mind while doing this, and wait a minute or two. Like don't just do it and then write, like relax a little bit and then write down your feelings and thoughts. And don't be a loser and judge yourself during this process, because this is new. Like there's no just one right answer to it. This is your individuation. This is your journey. So just be very patient and non-judgmental. It's like being a parent, having the opportunity to parent our child self kind of thing. See it as that. This is a very vital experience for everyone's soul to go through. I believe that everyone in life should have the opportunity to go through this. It's like your little seed, right here. It's very like symbolic to how we're born too. Like we start from here, little seeds in the womb, and then we grow and we sprout up. This is how it feels. It's also like has to do with Kundalini, what I talked about before. It's like you're shooting from the bottom up, and it's like you're breaking those clouds, that stagnant energy, and you're like, your soul takes flight is like how I feel it and how I see it. It's like your soul taking flight. Back to what I was saying before, get to know this part of yourself, write down everything that comes to mind, don't judge yourself, record like your feelings and maybe like your mind. I started at least to like connect ties as to why I would get those thoughts. Like I just thought they came from nowhere. There's a reason behind those repetitive thoughts and those feelings. There's always like something deeper, and this is you have the opportunity to peel back those layers and find out the answers that you've been wanting for a long time. At least that's how it worked for me. Also, gratitude is another important part of this process, because when you're not grateful, you are working from a state of like, I don't have enough, like I feel lack right now. But gratitude is the exact opposite of that. It's like, no, I'm abundant, and I may not have a lot externally, like okay, material wise, but I'm enough. Like I have everything I need within me. And maybe you don't feel like that because you've allowed, or maybe, let me stop, like maybe you have been robbed. Maybe that energy parasite has robbed that energy from you, and therefore you can't see how you have everything within yourself, but you do. Everyone is born and given the right amount of tools, the right amount of values within them that measures up to make them as a whole. Like it's a process to undergo, but we all have it within us. So like everyone should be grateful if you think about it. Again, like the more you have introspectiveness instead of seeking answers externally, you're always going to feel lack if you're seeking externally, because things from the material world, they're temporary, and your soul is eternal. So you guys will never match up, and you'll always feel lack if you're seeking externally. So take your power back, cut those ties that no longer serve you, and give yourself the life you deserve. Make yourself feel supported and safe, and that you can and you are everything that you have desired, and you can put forth that into the world and manifest something beautiful. But that's all I got today. I don't have anything to say for like an outro. I don't know. I'm new to this, okay? So bye for now.